Did you know that pasta sauce and olive oil used to be considered ethnic food? So one of my friends turned me onto the podcast 99% Invisible, and in one of their episodes I listened to, it was called It's a Small Aisle After All, and it was all about the ethnic food aisle. So just as a disclaimer for Canadians, it is based on US stats, but I feel like it's pretty similar in Canada. So originally grocery stores in America were set up for their main demographic, which at that time was white, upper class housewives. But then as time passed and the demographics changed, things like olive oil became more popularized and they were moved beside the regular oils that were in the aisle. And I think we're at a time right now where things are starting to make a shift. There's that question of whether or not we even need an ethnic food aisle anymore. There's one argument that says sometimes it's nice to have an ethnic food and what sauces you would use with that ethnic food in the same place in that ethnic food aisle. The other argument to it is, why aren't things like soba noodles put into the same aisle as other pastas available to people in the pasta aisle? And now we're starting to see ethnic foods be moved into different areas in the main aisles, like sriracha beside the ketchup. Or for example, at my local grocery store recently, I was looking for tahini because Sujia does not stop talking about it, and I follow her and she's amazing. If you aren't watching her videos and following her, you gotta do that. And I found it among the peppers and the salts and the regular seasonings that you'd find, even though it's a specifically Mexican brand. And then there's other companies like Lay's that actually, based on this podcast that I listened to, has a lot of stock in where their products go. Now they're offering some ethnic and more diverse offerings, like masala flavored chips, cucumber flavored chips, and tomato and chicken flavored chips, which are pretty popular in China. These ethnic food aisles are gonna have to start making more space for more of the products that people are gonna want, or things that they're gonna wanna push to their consumers who are now way more diverse than they have been in the past. And what I will say as someone who comes from two different cultured backgrounds is trying new things with food and trying to inject a lot of my culture into the food that I'm making nowadays, I still want to see more Filipino offerings, more Goan offerings that are very specific to Goa. Because why aren't we trying to integrate? Food is delicious and food from all over the world is amazing, and it's exciting to discover new flavors. But what are your thoughts on the ethnic food aisle? Do you think that ethnic food should stay in those ethnic food aisles? Or do you think that they should be integrated into the rest of the grocery store? Or should they be double stocked? Should they have a place in the ethnic food aisle as well as certain places in the grocery store too? I'd love to know your thoughts on this because